Hey, oh, by the way, spoiler alert, this is going to have facts from the movie Avengers Age of Ultron, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, go watch it and then watch this video. So yeah, you have been warned. So one thing in that movie that happened was that Vision was released, and he lifted Thor's hammer. Amazing, right? He lifted the most heaviest object in the universe. That is considered, if you're worthy, you can lift it. I don't believe that. Quicksilver had to cut the power so Tony Stark couldn't raise the Vision. So, here comes Thor. I'm gonna get his breath. Shocks it, and Vision springs out. So, yeah. The next thing that happened is kind of crazy, right? He gets up, he flies up, oh, look at that. And then later in the movie, he gives Thor his hammer. Because he's like, here, Thor. Here, you can have your hammer back. Here, take it. I said, take it. And then he suspects, and Thor's just scared. He's like, and you got all the Avengers just looking at him like, huh? How is this possible? And then here's another thing. A lot of theories have been going around how he can lift the hammer, seeing how, I don't know, he was born from it, electric shock from the hammer, basically. And then, this is a really good theory, worthiness, because it says on the hammer in the comic books and the first movie, whoever is worthy of the shall wield the power of Thor, pretty much. And, yeah, Vision hasn't done anything wrong, and he says in the movie, he was born yesterday. He's not kidding. He's got nothing to do wrong. And plus, oh my God, he's done nothing wrong, right? Nothing wrong. And he's supposed to be the person who's going to be protecting Earth. He's literally the opposite of Ultron, but awesome. So this brings you to my next theory of Ultron. Ultron is able to lift the hammer as well. You know why? Well, I don't know, because there can be two perspectives. It doesn't mean, pure of heart. It doesn't mean it has to be pure good or pure evil. If it's pure evil, yeah, Ultron may be able to lift it. Captain America has his purposes. This is going to go with Ultron. Captain America has his purposes. Moral values. He knows the difference from right and wrong. What is Ultron? He has moral values. He wants to get rid of the good, which is to him evil. So, in his mind, Ultron is good, but to humans, Ultron is bad. And Ultron doesn't see that. He thinks, if you're tied up in strings, you're going to get killed. And I'm going to steal all Tony Stark's armor because I was created from it and I'm an AI. So he's going to do that. That's pretty much it. But here's the thing. He has the same morals as Captain America. And Captain America was able to budget. Literally, he's like, I got this. Tink! He didn't lift it up, but when he was wearing the captain's uniform, he was doing this. And he threw it at Thor in the comic books. It was really fun to watch, but another thing that happened was, my guess, in like a lot of series, Loki makes this copy of Mjolnir, and then Bill, if you don't know who Bill is, he's a cyborg, and he lifted Thor's hammer, because in the comic books, if Thor was separated for 60 seconds, his hammer is gone, and he transforms back into his human form. Dave something, I forget. So when Bill picks up his hammer, he's, worthy. And then he gets his own hammer, Storm something, I don't know. He gets his own hammer, and it looks like the one in the Ultimate Avengers movie. So, if those guys have a copy of the hammer, shouldn't be, I don't know. Shouldn't Loki have one? Yeah, he has one. And speaking of Loki, Ultron breaks his staff, and that staff has the Mind Gem. The Mind Gem is one of the Infinity Gems. The Infinity Gem is part of a gauntlet that Thanos has. The big purple guy off of the Avengers, where he turns his head and he smiles. Not like that. But then he does that in Guardians of the Galaxy too, because Ronan goes after the same guy from the Avengers, and the guy with the, 2 thumbs and 8 fingers on each hand. It was so weird. Chitauri guy. Yeah, the Chitauri. Comes up, and, no, buried moon, and stuff like that. We'll save you. And then, here comes. He finds a staff. Ronan wants the Infinity Gem, the purple one. He wants the purple one, while Loki has not the Time Gem, the Mind Gem. Now, if they get all of them together, imagine what's going to happen. And going back to Vision, those gems are like, Ultron blasted Loki's staff broke, the case broke, and the gem came out. Vision had it because Thor left it with him. Thor said he was worthy, and he left it. Because, yeah, he's a good guy. He was born yesterday, and he lifted your hammer, dude. And another reason why he left it with him is because he is the opposite of Ultron, and he's Jarvis, alright? Okay, so if you don't know who Jarvis is, he's literally, Iron Man's AI butler. Let's just say that. AI butler. Artificial intelligence butler. And what he does is he just scans stuff. What if Jarvis, I'm having amnesia from the movie because it was just so awesome. What if Jarvis is inside of the suit, alright? I mean, he might be the suit. I forget. I'm having amnesia from the movie. What if, Jarvis, since he's not a living thing, it can go in elevators, it can be set on tables, and stuff like that. Look, okay, screw the Jarvis thing. In all the movies, he sets it down somewhere, alright? He sets the hammer down. And when he does that, it creates like a crater, or it just clink. For example, if he set it down on that little glass table in the Avengers Tower, it goes boop. And then he sets it down in elevators, going clink. It can go up. It's a living thing, alright? Literally, an elevator's worthy. Sets it down in an elevator. A living thing who is not worthy, is not able to wield Thor's hammer, basically. And then, if you are worthy, you better be happy, because this thing is like the heaviest thing in the galaxy. It is actually, if it was forged in the sun, alright? If it was forged in a dying star, which is the sun, if it was, this is how crazy it would be, alright? Hear me out, because I know you're going to be blowing up the comment section as soon as I post this on Facebook, YouTube, or Google+. Hear me out, alright? If it was made in a burning star, or a dying star, it would have to be in, because out wouldn't work. You'd be literally feeding off energy of the universe, but it's not going to work, because gas exploding will not create a hammer. But if it was forged inside it, and if it touched the Earth, it would create a catastrophic event, because that would be quadrillion, and that is a real word, alright? Quadrillion. That is worse than a trillion, alright? It is like, it's more mass than the Earth. It's kind of like the blast that took out the dinosaurs. So if it was forged in a sun, it's probably the same effect. In the Marvel Universe, this probably created the dinosaur blast. You know why? Because that is quadrillion. Oh my god, it is quadrillion. It's got that much mass. And if you compact that into a little box, imagine what's going to happen. And if a star explodes, it can be held in something like the size of a sugar cube, alright? If it was contained in a sugar cube, it would have so much mass bustling around in it. It's like, okay, look, it's all packed together in a solid, right? All the molecules are packed in a solid, and then if it hits something, they expand for 1 second and tighten back up again. That is how Thor's hammer would be able to produce energy. And another theory is why people can't pick it up is because there's gravitons in it. Because it has so much mass, it's the size of Earth. And if it has that much mass, depending on how big you are, like if you're Juggernaut, it'll grow to the size of Jupiter. And if you were Hulk, it'd probably grow to the size of Neptune. So yeah. The thing would probably go to the size of Mars, and Captain America, it'd probably be the size of Hulk. Because Captain America didn't nudge it. It was easing up on him. And Captain America has punched Galactus, and he's punched Hulk so bad, they fall in the face. He left a big cut on Galactus' face, and he punched Hulk so hard he hit the ground. I'm not kidding. He put a dude in a coma when he punched a guy, and that was a normal Hydra agent who was also being a terrorist. And another thing, if those gravitons act up, and they literally will seek through your mind as if you're. It's like the reason how I can tell you if you're worthy is because this is my guess, right? If it can seek through your mind because it's a spell placed on Odin, because it said whoever is worthy will wield the power of Thor. That whole thing. If someone picked it up. The spell would probably go through your mind and look through your history and stuff like that. And if you're worthy, you can pick it up. Yeah, I did it. Shabam! And another thing is crazy, right? This is really crazy. If you don't believe me, just hear. If you don't believe me, don't believe me. Alright, listen. Ultron is able to pick it up. He's the same role as Captain America. He blew up an Infinity Gem. And if Vision is the same copy as him, just flip-flopped, he's on a human side, so can he. He has the same data, he just looks different. He may be extremely humanoid, and he may not be a real human thing, because it's a robot, and he lifted it up. Who's to say Ultron can't, Ultron may not craft. Ultron may have cracked Captain America's shield, but that doesn't mean he can't lift quadrillion pieces of mass in a little metal box. I'm not kidding. If he can do that, if Vision can do it, so can he. Because he's pure evil, pure of heart. Which, in case pure of heart, you could say that he's pure evil because he thinks humans are bad, basically. I've already said this. So he can lift it up, so can the Vision. Do you believe me? No? Blow up the comment section. I don't care what you do. Bye.